Arami Oved is a retelling of the history of the Jewish people from Jacob all the way to the Exodus from Egypt. It starts with Jacob going down from Egypt, becoming a great nation, being enslaved, and then freed through God's hand with portents and wonders. And every word of this biblical text is taken by the rabbis and expanded through Midrash. It gives us details and stories that bind this story of the freedom of Egypt with other important points in Jewish history. But this was not the original context of this biblical text. This biblical text, taken from the book of Deuteronomy, was recited at the temple when the Bikurim, the Shavuot offerings, were brought. People would bring their new fruits, they would give them to the priest, as my little biblical reenactors are showing us, and they would then recite this entire paragraph. My father was a wandering Aramean, and he went down to Egypt, and he became a great nation, and the Egyptians oppressed them, and so on and so forth until the liberation. It was part of the mindset of gratitude that we used to be slaves, and now we are in our land, being able to offer these first fruits. Some scholars claim that the reason the rabbis picked this text to be part of the Haggadah and to expand it through Midrash was that it was one of the few texts that most Jews would know by heart. Jews in the Second Temple period would bring their Bikurim every year, and they would recite this text in front of the Kohen. With the temple gone, with the temple destroyed, this text would have been terribly difficult to say, but it would be close to everybody's heart. And that is why it was picked. A text that harkened back to the things that were, but was being recycled and reused and spun in a new way. And it would become a part of the Seder, so much so that many Jews today only recognize this text from the Seder. So, in these trying times, when we might be mourning for things as they used to be, let's learn from this maneuver that the rabbis did. Let's take something familiar, something that's close to our heart, a tune, a recipe, the china from grandma's, or a picture, and spin it. Use it to tell a new story. Put it on its head, expand it, make it part of a new tradition. And in many years in the future, when we recall that strange Passover of 2020, this item, this tune, is going to be enriched, and it's going to help us create new memories down the line.